Hello, I'm Jan Mulvey and you're watching the Redmen TV.
Now, obviously, a slight tangent from the normal pictures of the week. This was highlighted to me. I don't know if anyone's seen the Liverpool Man United Chevrolet advert. Have you seen this, Chris?
Terrifying. I've got no moral objection, so I don't care. Like, but it's terrifying.
It is.
Especially when you get like Henderson and Giggs, and it's just like
It's Scholes and Shelby for me.
Well, what's most terrifying is that Rio Ferdinand and Joe Allen appear to have the same mouth.
Except one part of it moves up, which is obviously really
Well, obviously it's out of sync, you know what I mean? Like,
Why don't they use his other side that doesn't like do all this shit?
His non-snarling
Maybe
side,
without the
like,
twitch.
the side that's helped Darren Farley make his Ferdinand impression.
Yeah.
Like, no, but my whole thing with it, because aside from it being terrifying, is that it's a bit unfair. I mean, look at the let's pick the first four matchups: Giggs and Henderson, Ferdinand and Allen. Okay. Robin van Persie and Glenn Johnson. Glenn Johnson is the only person I think who's genuinely competitive for us in that situation. And then Scholes and Shelby, but I don't mind it.
Shelby sounds pretty dour as well.
And the worst thing is, of course, is most of ours, apart from Johnson, they're all quite young. They've clearly never done anything like this. And if you watch their eyes twitch because they're obviously reading the lines as they do, whereas the Man United fellas are just like boom, saying these words like they're coming from the heart and all that, sort of like, oh, I've done this in my life and it's been really good. The worst part of it is, the worst line is Paul Scholes and John Joe Shelby uttering the famous line of, "We have conquered the leagues of England and Europe."
John Joe Johnson, Alan Henderson haven't conquered any leagues yet.
Well, Johnson's conquered leagues, hasn't he? But
Has he, yeah?
Yeah.
Chelsea.
John Joe hasn't conquered Romford.
What leagues and what places in Europe have you conquered exactly? Like, I mean, he's probably conquered Magaluf, hasn't he? Like, but that's about it. No, that's right.
3 times in one night.
But the people they pick, like, you know what I mean? Where's Gerrard? Get him in there. Get him in there. Even the school, because if that's a 4-a-side game,
We're fucked.
I think we're in big trouble there. Like, Pepe, you know, get some of the big hitters out there. Where's Dagger? Where is he? Answer me.
I don't know, Paul. Maybe he just couldn't cut the mustard as far as his lines go.
Maybe they just...
We do know. We've seen Gerrard speaking lines before.
Well, I do fear they've spent the money on the Man United stars there. Like, you know what I mean? Who can we get from Liverpool? Who's cheap? We've got John Joe Shelby. Like, I mean, they've had Raheem Sterling, but he actually wasn't tall enough to sink it up. It just would have been like someone's intolerant.
My weekend.
Yeah, so there you go. So moving on from that fantastic piece of marketing from Chevrolet.
I really want to buy a Chevrolet car now.
It makes me really want to buy a
Still
big,
can't afford one.
big
You know, if I could.
a big gas guzzling car. We're going to move on because we've got Man United in the league on Sunday. I'm sure everyone's thrilled at the prospect of that. Chris Pajak.
Yes.
I have to make this distinction every time between Chris and Chris. So I've done it there. And then
Rather aggressively. A little too aggressive for my liking.
I made far too much of a point of it.
There's also nearly a little Jonathan Ross's in there as well, because you nearly said quiz.
Quiz. Gotta be not done him any harm, has it?
No. Perhaps could be a new thing.
Perhaps that could be my new thing. Yes, let's bring a comedy. Let's bring a comedy lisp into me thing.
Yeah, you should. I fully agree.
Worked on it for Roy Hodgson.
Didn't it? Yeah.
Anyway,
Got to win the Ballon d'Or, didn't he?
Listen, Chris, shush. Look, we talked at the end of November about we were entering a period of Liverpool season where we were facing lots of very winnable games. It was about time we turned our season around. Now,
yes,
that's come to a crashing end.
Yes,
we've done okay in that period. We've done quite well, in fact. But do you believe that we've now come to the end of what we can class as winnable fixtures?
Yes.
In a really good thing, in a bad way.
Apart from Norwich.
I
think the games have built up to this now. We've shown that I think we've turned a little bit of a corner, and I think we've got to go out and improve against the better teams. So.
Yeah, it's interesting, Kristian, that we've got this run now. These are all the games coming up that where we were the worst. The worst we've been all season was in that first sort of 5, 6, 7 games at the start of the season. We have, as Chris points out, we've come through that. We finally found some form. We finally discovered how to score a couple of goals in a game as well, which is nice. Do you feel that we're in a better position now to take on these teams than we were at the start of the season?
Yes and no. Yes, because we are, but no, because they're all away from home.
Yes.
If it was the same fixtures at the start of the season getting played now,
Yeah.
then Liverpool will be in a much better position, I feel. But with it being away, I still don't think Brendan's quite cracked playing away, even though QPR was a stroll in the park.
Yeah.
West Ham was a gritty performance as well. I don't feel he's quite cracked it yet. So if it was Anfield United, you'd say that Liverpool could feel a bit more confident, but at Old Trafford, it's just wave upon wave of attack, and not even that. I mean, that, as Chris says, Norwich, that should be okay. And then you get Arsenal and you get Man City, and it's just a bit relentless, really. For the next 3 games, just so tough.
Isn't it just? Is there an argument to be made, Mike, though, that although obviously the point, you'd much rather be facing these games at home now, given that home form has been much improved, perhaps the pressure will be off a little bit because we're not expected to win these games.
Exactly, that's what I was going to say. You took
Well, there you go.
right out of me.
Say it.
You preempted what I was going to say. Yeah, I think there's no pressure on us. Like, there is, because we put pressure on ourselves, and we, as Liverpool fans, with the high expectations that we all seem to have, without the realisation of where we are as a football team.
Yeah.
Oh, we should be on to Old Trafford and winning because in 2008 we won there 4-1. You know, that's the kind of mentality that some of us have. But I think going against United, there's no pressure. We can go there and enjoy our football and try and, and perhaps get an upset. And likewise, Arsenal, I think Arsenal's winnable. Arsenal away is always a winnable game because they're the most inconsistent team in the league. City away, a little bit more sceptical about. But United, we can go get a result there as well. But there's no immediate pressure on the team to think, right, you've got to go and win this game because our season's make or break on it. It's not.
The pressure could come though, sort of playing devil's advocate here, from, say, if we lose 3 games, 3 of those 4 games, then the pressure's on big
That's
time.
the danger, yeah.
After the 4 games.
Well, we're very much. There's a way we could be very much rooted in the bottom half of the table if we lose. You lose 3, your next 4. That's a problem because obviously what we've had even when we were at our most inconsistent, we still were never far from. We weren't losing many. You know what I mean? That's the thing we've had going for us. When we were shit and everyone was going, we're shit, we were drawing a lot of games. Then we started winning. Then we had a little patch of win loss kind of thing. Like, but yeah, if you start losing games back to back, that's when you start seeing the exact reverse effect that we've seen of winning games back to back. Is the great fear. Obviously, there's something that's come out and that's made everyone basically leap back onto their into their Photoshop files. Howard Webb is going to be the referee for this game now. Kristian, Howard Webb's the only referee to give us a penalty in the Premier League this season.
Exactly.
So surely that's a good thing.
It is.
Are you happy with that?
Absolutely.
And it was for a foul on Suarez as well.
Exactly.
So the omens are good.
I think.
Aren't they though? On the
Three
stats,
penalties.
something like 2 out of 11 we've won. 2 out of 11 with him in charge in the last few fixtures. Like,
That's the kind of research I really should have done myself. Have you just plucked that from anywhere in particular?
converse between yourselves. And I'll just check that one.
Look, while Chris finds the stats to prove or disprove what we're about to talk about, do you think, there's a lot of talk about Howard Webb and Man United connections, and do you think it's a joke that's been taken too far, or is there a legitimate concern?
I think that, again, it's a bit of both. I'm being very Fan City this weekend. I think as Liverpool fans, you'll automatically look towards the decisions Manchester United get, and he is normally in the middle of them. Yeah. But he is, for whatever reason, the top referee in the game, and therefore.
But do you agree with that? Do you think
no, I don't think he's a very good referee. Yeah. Personally, I don't think he's necessarily.
See, I've got you off the fence. There we go. didn't take long now.
I don't think he's biased towards Manchester United. Actually, I just don't think he's a good referee in general. And.
He's got all the attributes of a good referee, I feel. A bit like Ryan Babel had all the attributes of a good attacking winger.
You only say that because he's bald, like Kalina.
No, because he looks hard.
Like Kalina.
And he's been good, yeah. Well, Kalina just looked a bit nuts, didn't he? You know what I mean? He looked like a sort of like a Japanese anime.
Like Sagat from
Mafia enforcer. No, Howard Webb, I always thought he had the potential to be. This is daft, but. Physically, he looks like what I think referees should look like. They should look like professional footballers. They should be built like brick shit houses. Exactly, and they should look like, if you question him, he'll knock you out. But you know, that
well, that's
doesn't
what
mean
Europe
he's a
like
good-
about him. I think he's sort of their Kalina because he looks intimidating. But if you talk to Italians, the people who watch Serie A, apparently Kalina was really poor in Italy. Yeah. So
so Italians and Evertonians.
Duncan Ferguson in particular. But you know, it's a weird one because he wants to be the centre of attention by not being the centre of attention. He loves to let the game flow, even if there's karate kicks going in head high. You know, you saw the World Cup, De Jong nearly killed Xabi Alonso, and he just basically sort of waves the, you know.
I'll allow it, go for it.
So, and then I think what happens is that you get a game where Man United are playing, and he will make that decision eventually, and the penalty is given or whatnot, and that's where everyone goes, he's definitely biased. And I don't think the refs are corrupt. I don't buy into any of that. I just don't think he's a very good referee. Man United play a style of football where they will have more chances to obtain penalties, and therefore Howard Webb gives them a bit more than. Well, I'm sure you'll tell us.
Go on then, Chris. You've put them on side and you've sat back quite
confidently. It's not the one that I
confidently.
could find, but last time Liverpool won in the Premier League with Howard Webb as referee was April 2011. Since then, Liverpool have lost 4 and drawn 2 with him as ref.
To be fair, we've lost and drawn a lot anyway.
So it's not the one that I found, but overall, since 2005, Howard Webb's ref 30 games in the Premier League for Liverpool. Liverpool have won 12 of those games, a 40% win rate. So it's not that bad, like.
It's not all. It's not the end of the world.
So
How many of those games were against?
2005, like-
How many of those were against Man United? That was the question.
It doesn't say on
That's-
LFC Designs Twitter feed.
That's what we need to
unfortunately,
know.
I'll have a word.
The nice people at LFC decide who are though probably not the sort of aficionados we're maybe looking for on this. Perhaps like it's more of an EPL index sort of thing. That is
Yeah,
anyway.
maybe.
I mean, good effort by all. Good effort. Let's move on. Chris. We now are
Which
in
one?
the very rare, Chris Pager, we're now in the very rare position of having the possibility of having two centre forwards.
Yeah,
I know, amazing.
we need 6, but
Would you play both of them? Is it time to unleash the full fury of Suarez and Sturridge?
me not being a football manager, yes, but I don't think he will. I think he's going to play Suarez up front, play the way we've been playing with the team that's been playing well. And you know, Sturridge clearly isn't fit. He needs to get fit, of course, but I don't know. I would but that's why I'm not a football manager.
Quick trivia question: which team in the top? Who's of all the teams in the top half of the Premier League? Who's conceded the most goals?
Man United.
Manchester United. So, Kristian Walsh. Should we just go out all guns blazing, or do we need to be a little bit more savvy?
Yeah, I think you go out all guns blazing. I think the
Just
way to beat
fucking have it, like.
Manchester United is to outscore them. You're not getting a 0-0 at Old Trafford nowadays. I mean, there's a bit of a misconception with Man United. It sounds like I love them, doesn't it? But there's a big misconception that like this is a poor league and these are a poor side. They're not a poor side. They're a good side who can really hurt teams on the day.
Yeah.
Especially at Old Trafford, and they'll come out and they'll just try and score as many as they can. That's their way of playing now. Liverpool have just got to try and keep up with them and hope that in a 5-goal thriller they get 3 of them. That's how to play it. I don't think you can keep it tight, because say you keep it tight for the first half, it happened a little bit last season, you keep it tight, then Rooney banged 2 goals in 2-3 minutes and then that's it.
Yeah.
And you're 2-0 down and you're struggling. Year before even, Berbatov 2 goals every side of half time and you're struggling.
Yeah.
You've just got to go and give it, not throw caution to the wind, but you're looking, and obviously it's an ideal scenario, you're looking at the 4-1 performance.
Yeah.
Liverpool went behind there, but they were always in control of the game. They were always attacking, they got the fullbacks forward. They were pressing. So don't sit back, pressurise them, make them make mistakes.
Yeah. Mike, looking at it, as we said, they're looking at the goals scored and the goals against or whatever, and we're talking about this notion of maybe attacking and trying to go toe to toe with them. I'm not sure we actually have any other way of playing anyway. I don't think we could go. We've not seen any indication that we could have the ability to go and do a very Rafa, almost park the bus counter attack, compact approach anyway.
That's not the Brendan Rodgers way of playing. We talked about this in the first part, isn't it? About changing your game for who you're playing. That's not the philosophy. We have a way of playing, and we will play that way of playing against whoever we're against. So I think we'll set up how we set up in every single game, and we'll play how we have. It just depends on I mean, let's face it, our last away game was QPR and Stoke before that. It's going to be more like the QPR game in terms of openness, because United aren't going to sit there either. United aren't going to come long. United are going to play their game. So if we play our game, we're going to get chances against them.
It's going to come up to matching players against players to a certain extent. Let's have a quick look at Man United. They're currently sitting pretty in first place in the Barclays Premier League. Scored 54, conceded 28. That's a goal difference of plus 26. I actually wrote 28 on the sheet, and that's why I had to rework that one out quickly. 52 points, 7 points clear at the top most. We're in their last 6. They've won 1, drawn 1, 1, but they've won their last 6 at home. Interestingly though, I had a quick look at some general stats, because what we did, Kristian, earlier in the season, I think it was after that initial sort of run of tough games, and we were looking to see how Liverpool matched up, while we weren't scoring goals, how we matched up by comparison to the teams in the top half, the top 4, compared to teams in the bottom 4, given that we were far closer to the bottom 4. And it's interesting, if you look at our stats compared to Man United, we are creating more clear-cut chances. No, we're not. We have more shots, essentially, and we're creating more chances. But when it comes to the actual converting of those chances, Man United showing exactly why it is the top half of the Premier League.
Can I just pull your attention to that stat there?
One stat that I wanted to point out. Yeah. Liverpool and Man United have both played the same number of games. However, Man United have played 14 more minutes than Liverpool. Yeah. What do you make of that one, Mr. Ferguson? But no, I mean, Kristian, obviously people are making it out like this is all Robin van Persie's doing, and it helps. But what Man United have got that we don't is goals from a number of sources.
Yeah, it's phenomenal when you look at it, how many you see United score, and then you look at who scored, and it's not always Van Persie. If you're putting on a bet, for example, Van Persie would be your first choice, but who'd be your second?
Johnny Evans.
Patrick Evans got 4 this season.
Yeah,
He just keeps on popping up.
With headers as well, hasn't he?
He's about 5'2", isn't he?
Yeah.
So it is one of those where everywhere you look at the pitch, you can't just say Robin van Persie, mark him out the game, he'll be fine. You've got Cago, who'll be coming back. You've got Cleverley, who is hit and miss, but when he's hit, he hits it well. You've got Carrick, who's been really good at the base of midfield. Valencia's a weird one because he doesn't really do anything other than stretch the play. He goes all the way out wide, and that just creates this massive void in the middle where he likes to play in the space. And then they're good from set pieces as well.
Mentioned Rooney, like.
Yeah, I mean he's supposedly injured, but
don't believe that.
If you just can't possibly bring yourself to fall for it, can you? If he's out, he's out. Fair play. But to sort of be like, no, Ferguson said he's out, so he's definitely out. So let's not even think about Wayne Rooney. Is just folly at this point, because time and time again, that we said it on the wrap. He's brilliant at that, isn't he? That's one thing, Ferguson, that we hate him, but his gamesmanship when it comes to that has always been absolutely top quality. Interesting then, obviously Robin van Persie's been the star man in the Premier League, let alone Man United. Luis Suarez also had a very good season, as we well know. So we had a quick comparison versus the two. And again, bear with me a moment while I stutter through this, as my inability to properly format a Word document at 30 years of age, when I've had Word since 1995.
Who's it now? Is Suarez on this side?
Suarez is on the left. For those holding the sheets, for those watching on the screen, you'll have proper pictures and stuff.
Yeah, how can you edit videos for fun and not use Microsoft Word?
I know. Suarez has started 20, Van Persie started 18 but made 3 substitute appearances. One interesting little stat here: while Luis Suarez has played for Liverpool have kept 7 clean sheets, whereas Man United have only had 2 clean sheets while Van Persie's been in the side. Make of that what you will. I'm really trying to clutch at things that make Suarez look better than Van Persie in these stats. Successful dribble is the thing. Is the fundamental differences here. Successful total dribbles. Suarez had 165 total dribbles by comparison to RVP's at 21.
lazy sod.
just stands there, doesn't he? Does not
Scores.
stands there scoring goals.
What a twat.
He doesn't have to run his bollocks off like Suarez does.
That's it. But when it comes to crossing, Van Persie's obviously gets a lot more involved. He's had 99 total crosses by comparison to just 33 from Suarez, which I find quite interesting, because I always think of Van Persie's being very much like get him in and around the box and he'll score, but it says to me that
he's very creative as well.
Well, this is it. It's something you forget. It was a point made, I don't know, again, he made it on Monday, that we always thought of him as being more of a Bergkampy type player than a
drawer, and then yeah.
Well, he used to play well. I remember when they had Reyes, it was Reyes and Van Persie, and it was one of them they played wide a lot. You know what I mean? It was more like a 4-3-3 with one of them playing as the wingers. So it always surprised me when people think of him as just being this out and out centre forward. So there you go.
But even then, like, you know, it's only 2 years for Arsenal. He was really playing that role, wasn't he?
And that's where he's really come into his own. Yeah,
it's like
you look at the goals he scored against Liverpool and Anfield last season for Arsenal. Strikers' goals, just predator instincts.
Prick. I think the interesting one, again, it comes down to shooting. Total shots for Robin Van Persie, 63. Suarez is at 92. And yet, obviously, Van Persie's actual conversion rate at 25%, compared to a 16% for Suarez. I mean, says it all, really, doesn't it? He's taking a lot less shots and scoring more goals, proven deadly centre forward. But interestingly enough, Suarez's clear cut chance conversion's better at 50% to Van Persie's 39%. So I mean, ultimately, I mean, it's daft to say, Mike, that we're comparing two centre forwards, but we're not. We're comparing two very, very different players. Robin Van Persie is the centre forward supreme at the moment, whereas Luis Suarez, I don't think there's ever been a player really like him, to be perfectly honest, that you can create an adequate comparison to, I think, in the Premier League. But what have you made of Van Persie this season?
He's awesome. He's picked up for United where he left off at Arsenal last season, hasn't he? He's scores all types of goals. He always seems to be in the right position at the right time, hence why he's in my fantasy team.
Done a fancy team this season, Kristian?
I did actually, and I haven't touched this since week 1.
Any idea how you doing? No idea.
Michi was up front. No, Michi was in midfield. But you know what I don't do? Cite it every time he scores.
Makes a point. What a bargain he was. If those who haven't seen Kristian on the show before, Kristian doesn't like fantasy football.
I don't mind fantasy football.
You wrote an entire article on how much you dislike fantasy football.
It's more just when people allow it to dictate, you know, Benteke's run through on goal and you're like, go on, score, I'll get 6 points.
Oh, fuck off.
Nonsensical league. That doesn't win me anything.
It's true. But on that note, Timothy Arthur's coming over the hill, mate.
I think
catching.
I've not done anything since before Christmas. Some of us have got real jobs.
Yeah, alright. Yeah.
I've got a real job now, I had the both of you.
Exactly, fuck you. So let's move on from that swiftly.
And I love Lost Marriage, but there we go.
Interesting question, Kristian. Obviously, the way the season's gone has been very up and down. We've lost games that perhaps we shouldn't have. We've certainly drawn games that we should have won. We've started to win the games that we should be winning. But do you think this side, you know, and the way we've been playing recently, do we have the ability to win the games that we shouldn't be winning?
At the moment, no. But it's still very, very early in its development and very early in the team's development. I think there's nothing wrong with Liverpool becoming flat track bullies to begin with as a base, because let's face it, Liverpool haven't been beaten any side really over the past 18 months. There's always the ability there to eke out a 1-0 or a 2-1, but that's why I'm not that confident going into the Old Trafford game, because I don't think it'll be a 1-0. You know, if the game like Arsenal or even Man City, there's always the ability, I feel, to get that one goal and sit and hold.
Yeah.
But at United, no. But in general, if you're talking top 4, top 6 even, the ability is there. I mean, much as people might be loath to say, Everton are doing very, very well. You know, the linesman's flag away from getting a 3-2 there. You know, it's we will find out in the next month what it's all about. So obviously, Rodgers doesn't have the experience of taking a team which might have expectations of doing something there.
Yeah.
This is the big thing. You know, I don't know what Liverpool fans are thinking about the Man United game in general. But certainly Arsenal and City people, maybe not City, but Arsenal certainly, people will be going maybe 1 point, maybe even 3. That's what they were saying about Tottenham.
Yeah.
You know, but you look at the Tottenham game, Liverpool were the better side.
By far, for the vast majority of that game, it was just the opening where they just came out the blocks a lot quicker than we did. I think, Mike, the thing we've got going for us, and going back to what Kristian's saying, that maybe we're starting to see the signs of what we were talking about, what a Liverpool goal is. You know what I mean? We're starting to get the personnel, but Sturridge is certainly a step in the right direction. And even if he doesn't start, he's a fantastic option for a change. Yeah. To have someone who could, to have him waiting in the wings, certainly gives you a lot more confidence that if you need a goal with 20 minutes to go, we have the ability to bring someone who might be able to score it. But what we've got going for us, of course, and that should never be underestimated, is that Suarez is fucking amazing. And he has the ability to beat anyone at any time, anyhow, whilst nutmegging them. Yeah. So, you know, let's not allow Kristian's doom and gloom to overtake us too much, like, you know.
I completely agree with that in terms of, you know, Suarez. You look at the 4-1 and we'll hold that up as a beacon for now because it's all we have. But on that day, Gerrard was in incredible form and so was Torres. Yeah. And it took 2 players to be on incredible form. And obviously it was a team effort. But, you know, it was obviously Hippie was brilliant at the back and Lucas did very well with Mascherano. But you know, our 2 best players were at their peak at that point, and so this is
Fabio Aurelio free kick finally went in.
Finally, yeah, after years of back over 40-1. So you can't rule out a Suarez masterclass, but
do you think that's sort of what we're thinking our best hope is going to be in this game, is hoping for individual brilliance, or go on, Mr.
No, I think there's going to be chances. I think the way United play, they give you chances, don't they? Play such a high line. And they, as Kristian said before, their best form of defence seems to be attack at the moment, because they seem to go behind in a lot of their games, so they're going to give you chances. So that's why I would agree with Chris before and start both of them in the defence. That if we get some chances and get some goals on the board early doors,
you almost need 3 to beat them.
I think you do, yeah.
But Chris, do you think we've got the ability to score 3? We've done it a few times, though not necessarily against.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't put it past a Suarez brace and an Aga goal. He's coming close the last few games. I need to get another goal. So
I like the sound of that. Do you want to have a go at the starting 11?
Not really.
No. Anyone else?
Same starting 11 as no. Actually, no. Scratch that. I think Johnson will go to right back, and I think Dan will play left back to match up with Valencia.
Interesting.
Because otherwise, Johnson's going to get caught playing the Valencia game, and you're not going to have any benefit of him going forward.
Okay, Sean, so you back 4, Aga, Skrtel, centre halves, Johnson right back, down and left back, midfield 3?
Lucas, Gerrard, Henderson, that's who I pick.
Yeah, no, I'm happy to hear what you want for that.
Suarez, Sterling, Sturridge is what I go with.
Right, any counterpoints, Kristian?
Depends on Wisdom's fitness. I mean, he got a bit of cramp, but he seems to be alright when he was leaving the stadium, so he should be alright.
No, he just dropped that in there. Just, you know, as he walked past me, as I was just having me, you know, behind the scenes. Because that's my job now, lads. Because you didn't realise.
Did you see me on television?
Yeah, so it's about. So you think it's about? It's down to how it was. I mean, you'd imagine he'd be sound for it, but the question is does he? Who's the biggest potential liability?
Well, the down one's interesting because I agree with that idea actually. You don't want Johnson. You've got to weigh it up. Do you want Johnson to be at his best attacking, or do you want Liverpool to be better defending? Yeah. So it all comes into that. Because I think, you know, Valencia versus Down could have the ability to be an absolute car crash for Liverpool. But Down's got pace, and that's the one thing he has got. Maybe not positional strength, but then Valencia's positioning isn't great. He just gets the ball and runs. So maybe that might be the way forward. But
I think did Enrique play at left back in the home game?
Johnson.
Was it Johnson?
I think it was Wisdom right back. Kelly, that's right. Kelly got injured.
Yeah.
I think he might line up similar, but Wisdom instead of Kelly at the back. I think he'll probably play Down and up in front 3.
In the front 3, like,
and try and protect.
No, it's very interesting. Obviously, we again a debate that was had on the wrap is that with just having the option of Sturridge, then playing into the fact that Stuart Downing's been in good form recently, but plus the fact that Raheem Sterling, you know, despite the fact that we've tried to take him out the firing line, he still is very much, you know, in the first team plan. So please do let us know your thoughts, what you think the starting 11 is going to be. Let us know in the comment section and what have you. We're going to come to some score predictions in a moment, but first, some pleading from us. The Shorty Awards are around the game. Those of you will remember me horrifically badgering people with about 2 days to go before it was, because I forgot all about it. We're doing it in good time this year, so hopefully, like, you know, we won't need Kristian to try and pull a last minute pleading article out of the bag for us on the wrap, which was fantastic, by the way. Absolutely fantastic. Yeah, Kristian and Jim Boardman really helped to bail us out there. Like, but no, the voting's open. We're encouraging you to do it. I'm going to put the link. If you're watching this on the subscriber show, the link will be in the video info there. If you're watching it on YouTube, the link will be in the video info there. Vote for us in the category of #Webb Show. If you're watching this on YouTube in particular, fucking do it. You tight-ass bastards. We never ask for anything off you. All you do, you freeloading gets come here every week. All you have to do, if you're on Twitter, go onto it and nominate us.
Your nominations, by the way, don't have to be as soppy as Chris's one today.
Chris was lovely. I thought
Paul's
really...
my best mate. I love him so much, and he's really funny and intelligent. And what? What did you tell me to say, Paul?
140 characters and sexy at the end, like, you know what I mean? But unlucky, you know. Yeah. Thanks for putting that down for me, though, mate. Really got me there. No, fucking look. I'm not doing this because I realise that this is how the Anfield Rap won the Nopper was just to be brutal in the requesting of votes. Like, you know what I mean. So do it.
They didn't have that award next this year. They didn't have it.
Did they just scrap it? Like
basically, the Anfield Rap with Marciano.
The Anfield Rap. Yeah. No. Anyway, on a slightly more serious note, though, go and vote for us this instance, because we're going to continue to harass you up until the moment that the voting closes. So if you've done it, at least you can just, you know, ignore it and get on with your lives. Anyway, score predictions. Can't believe that. Score predictions. Kristian Walsh, I believe you went 2-1?
3-1.
3-1. To United. If only you could see Dave's face behind the camera, the look of shock and betrayal at the same time. Like, go on, Mike, what do you reckon?
I'm going for a Desmond.
2-2.
Yeah.
I really did not get that. Senility creeping in, Chris.
5-1 to Liverpool.
That's Sutton-esque, isn't it?
Why not?
You laugh now. You wait until Sunday.
I'll definitely be laughing on Sunday if that comes in. I said 2-1 to us on Monday, and I'm going to stick with that. But I get to justify it now because this is my show, and I've got time and space. But again, I don't think it's going to be convincing in any way, shape, or form. But I feel we owed them, and I always feel like whenever we owe Man United a win, it tends to happen, you know what I mean? I think that the big wins, the 4-1s, just aberrations, are they? I don't think that's going to happen. Like, but I think back to, like, you know, Danny Murphy's free kicks and stuff like that. It just wouldn't surprise me if someone cropped up with just a little bit of magic. And hopefully he's wearing what we'll be wearing with purple or black as opposed to red. So fingers crossed for that. Let us know your score predictions, of course. Let us know who you think's going to be the major threat. Do you think it's possible that Liverpool can go to Old Trafford? This is so damn beat, isn't it? What's happened to us? It's you. It's all you. I'm only messing up.
I was going to make the point. I do think this is the furthest the teams have been apart since maybe '99.
It's not far. Yeah, I mean, I don't think you're too far off that. Like, you know what I mean? It's no, that's terrible, isn't it? No, yeah, I think you're right. I mean, it goes back to, we were talking about the on the subscribers. We were talking about that Chevrolet advert when you're comparing their players to ours, and you've got Ryan Giggs and Jordan Henderson, and you're like, in 10 years' time, 15 years' time, maybe Jordan Henderson will be able to stand toe to toe with Ryan Giggs and say, oh yeah. But right now, it shows exactly where we are, that we're poles apart in squad experience and quality and experience again, loads of experience. That's how far sure we are in experience. Trophies, yes. Someone send us some messages telling us that it's going to be alright, please. I know we normally do this here. No, look, I tell you why it's going to be alright, because football's a funny old game. And the form book goes out the window, and
we've gone all Satan Greavesy on you now.
why not? Like, you know what I mean? Cliche central. Anyway, if you're watching this on the subscribe show, stay tuned. We're going to be talking about Steven Gerrard talking about himself and potential number 10s for Liverpool. If you watch this on YouTube, go vote. Don't forget to click the link in the video and we'll leave your comments, and we'll see you there for the post-match reaction. Anyway, gents, Steven Gerrard has come out. Very interesting.